Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Beryl kit. Finally, the new limited coming in 3.2 in just a little bit of time. And the kit is here. They translated it. It was I found it on the official Discord. It was pinned. So I'm assuming it was the most well translated, most reliable, most updated version. So I took that one. If the names are not completely the same across different translators, I don't think it matters that much, to be honest, as long as we understand what she does. The kit might appear to be like very complicated and convoluted, but it's not that bad. The more you read about it, I'll try my best to explain it to you as well. Now, obviously, we need numbers because we don't know certain abilities and certain like synergies when they trigger. It could be really good or really like slow and like so kind of be a little bit too much, you know. But yeah, let's begin. When entering battle, chooses an emanation combination. This is a prompt that you get at the start of the combat. Select 2 out of 3 crystals. They have different colors. A different color of the crystal does different things to her kit. So you can kind of select your build and spec her in a way that is that you want, right? When entering battle, receives spotlight. This is just a status that does something. We'll see it in just a second. For every certain stacks of afterglow gained, which is a stackable status that triggers stuff and helps allies inside the force field, she will cast Inescapable Fate after a certain stack of Afterglow. Inescapable Fate is a mass attack. I1. When entering battle, she receives Upper Refraction, which is the force field. At the start of the second round, Beryl will receive a color for Emanation. This is a versatile card that is going to be changing what it does, and it doesn't consume AP. Changing what it does depending on the color of the crystal that you selected. So if you have a green and red, you will only be able to get green and red versatile card. The more corresponding emanation is acquired, the higher the chance for Beryl to get a high rank versatile card. Okay, so that's that. That's I1. I2, when entering battle, increases crit rate. Classic, but pretty good to have crit rate. I3, when entering battle, increases self-moxie and the afterglow from spotlight increases. Pretty good. At the end of the turn, when afterglow reaches a certain amount, increases self-moxie. So as you can see, there is 2 things so far that are connected to the amount of afterglow that you have. So afterglow is obviously the stack that you want to keep an eye on and try to get as much as you can. Now, what was spotlight? It's a status that says when an enemy is inflicted with burn or halo, which is the Beryl's burn is called halo, but it's the same as burn. It's just called differently. But you can use burn as well, so you can pair her with other characters that do burn, and you will still be getting afterglow. So you get afterglow by people getting inflicted, not damaged by, inflicted with stacks of burn or burn 2. aka Halo. The fewer enemies there are, the more afterglow increases. Because it's good, obviously, it's to balance the fact that if you don't have many monsters, wait, what is it then? Am I going to get less afterglow? No, it's going to be the same because it's probably balanced to the way of the less monster, you get like 3 times as much as if you were fighting 3 monsters, right? Or 1. At the start of the turn, increases crit rate for all allies for this round based on afterglow. And this is why there's another reason why you want to have as much afterglow as you want, as you can, because of Inescapable Fate, of the Moxie from I3, and the crit rate coming from Spotlight that scales with amount of afterglow for all allies. That's pretty good. Inescapable Fate is a mass mental damage to all enemies, deals extra mental damage to the enemy with the highest stacks of Halo. Different color of the crystal that you selected will give extra effect to this attack. We'll see later at the bottom of this kit, there's all the info. Upper Refraction is a force field. Different emanation will give different effect. Color for Emanation, which again was the versatile card, different emanation will give different effect. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the skills. Now, S1 is a single target mental damage. If the target has fewer than a certain number of Halo, or if there is no other enemies, we will inflict Halo. So it keeps in mind how much burn do you have? Not enough, here's more. Or if he has no There's no enemy. You just get more and more just for taking into the account that it's going to be unbalanced if you don't play against multiple monsters, right? So there is a modifier for a one enemy. Otherwise, inflicts halo on other enemies. If there's multiple characters, it will do that first after the check. Halo is just literally burn, but it's called the halo. Decrease healing received at the end of the turn, takes Genesis damage. When triggered, consume half of these stacks. S2, it's a self buff. She gets precognition. Now, precognition says that decrease the number of afterglow needed to trigger inescapable fate. I don't know if you can spam this or if you can like stack it multiple times. Probably not. But having precognition is going to be easier on your Beryl, and she's going to be able to trigger inescapable fate, which again is the mass attack multiple times, probably a little bit more often at least than normal. So obviously S2 for speccing into, okay, let me do more damage. So you do precognition probably first, and then you go with your applying your burn from many sources. That will give you enough afterglow, and thanks to the fact that you have precognition, let's say you required 15 stacks, now maybe you require 10 and you're able to cast 2 because you got 20 burns, right? Whether if without precognition you would only be able to cast 1, I'm just saying a random number, in case it was 15, right? So it could work like that. It could give you way more escapable fate because of if you do precognition and then you go hard with the burn. The ultimate is called the Shimmering Knight, and it's a mass mental damage to all enemies. It will reorder the number of halo on the enemies based on their current HP. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the crystals and what they do. Now, the blue crystals for Inescapable Fate, it gives it a certain chance to trigger again. And this counts as a FUA, a follow-up attack. Upper Refraction adds the following effect: follow-up attacks will inflict halo on targets. Pretty cool. Colorful Emanation adds the following effect: gains an additional counter for Beryl to trigger Inescapable Fate. So having a blue crystal is going to give you a counter. So when you get hit, I'm assuming you counter with Inescapable Fate, which is pretty good. So the blue crystal is for follow-up attack team oriented. Now you could do a hybrid, and you should probably do a hybrid. For example, like they showed on the stream, was Beryl, Isolde, which is getting a Euphoria, by the way, and Flutter Page and Fatutu and Flutter Page. So that way you can still get the follow-up attack halo, the halo from the follow-up attacks, but at the same time you're also getting burn everywhere, and you are doubling down because Isolde gives burn stacks to all of your teams. So when they attack, they apply burn on top of halo, on top of the blue crystal. So it's going to double down and be very, very nice. The pink crystal says that for Inescapable Fate, it will deal extra damage based on Afterglow. So this is like doubling down on damage, I guess. Upper Refraction adds the following effect: active attacks inflict halo on target. So I guess you can do pink and blue and just go ham for damage and halo inflict. Active attacks obviously is not follow-up. Active attacks is stuff, probably a card that you cast yourself. You put the card, that's the first attack. Now, the follow-up is not going to be counted on this. But, you know, having extra damage on Afterglow is pretty good. And also, Colorful Emanation will give Beryl Precognition, which means that not only you can get it from S2, but if you don't have S2, or if you want to use your AP for something else, considering that the Colorful Emanation, it's a versatile card and doesn't consume AP, you can just use that as a replacement for S2, or as another mean to have this precognition always up or more often up, so that you can have a less requirement for an Inescapable Fate of Afterglow, right? Requirement of Afterglow for triggering Inescapable Fate. So that's pretty good. Green. The green crystal says for the Inescapable Fate, deals extra mental damage and increase its rank. Upper Refraction has the following effect: if an attack is rank 2-3, inflicts halo on target. This is the spec for playing with rank up characters. So you can do that, and you can play with the Marcus team to get the most out of it. Call for Emanation adds the following effect: increase the rank of subsequent incantation in the AP area. So having someone like Argus is going to be really good. She adds another incantation in the AP area. So keep that in mind. This is basically, green is basically for the rank up team. Pink is for damage, general damage, and then blue is for follow-up attack. So at least 2 teams are taken care of with Beryl. This is what I was asking for, I was hoping for, and we got it. The character looks really, really good. She looks really nice, and the gameplay is really cool because it's all crystally and stuff. I'll try to find the gameplay. If you've been seeing the gameplay, it means that I found it. Otherwise, it is what it is, okay? I think this is a really strong character. We don't know if she's going to be that strong or not. I don't think this is a Liang Yu situation again. I do not. But who knows? Maybe the numbers are really low. Who knows? Probably not. Hopefully not. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like Matilda's mom kit? Let me know. Do you understand everything? If you have any other questions, obviously, either a comment or come to my stream at twitch.tv/Jakazin. Thank you for watching and see you next time.